What in the taboo is this? What?
Open. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I hope you guys have been great and you're doing great and your life is progressing on well, and yes, everything is shwari sambamba, you know, all that good stuff. So first of all, actually let me start with an apology because there's going to be so much background noise. My neighbors are out and about, and then there are two shoes in the background, baby chicks. My neighbors also, I think you can hear them even right now. And also there's a church. There's just so much noise. I think I chose a wrong day to record, but for the baby chicks, they're always making noise. So yes, now that that is said and done, welcome back to my channel. I hope mmekuwa poa, and I hope that you guys are great, and I hope you've been catching up with all those amazing movies that have been out there. Today we're going to be talking about a show called Obsession. It's a limited series on Netflix. Let me tell you guys, mimi niko na maoni. I have maoni about this show because we need to talk about it. Like, I was like, no, I need to talk about this. I watched it, and the first episode I was already judgmental. Me, I've never judged a show much, but this one my judgment was just like up a Jew. Anyways, let's get started. I'm going to be doing my makeup. I've just done my eyebrows because eyebrows zinakuanga stressful. Yani unajipatanga umechora eyebrows and you constantly look surprised. But yes, let's get started on this review. As kama kawaida, as usual, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends, and also tell me your thoughts. Okay, those baby cheeks, they're even louder than they were even when I made this introduction. I really apologize in advance. But kama kawaida, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends, and also tell me your comments down below on what you thought about the show or any show that you'd like me to review. Me sinanga any criteria towards watching or reviewing shows. I just watch a show, I'm like, oh, I feel like reviewing this show. So yes, we're going to be reviewing Obsession, and let's get started. I'm going to start with my foundation, and yeah, literally na script the walls. It's over, but I don't want to buy a new one. Foundation is expensive.
It's expensive.
But anyways, let's get started. So what we usually do before I even start my review is I'm going to tell you what the show is about. Okay, so basically Obsession is about the respected London surgeon. A respected London surgeon's affair with his son's son's fiancée turns into an erotic infatuation that threatens to change their lives forever. Yes, this is about a father who falls in love with his son's girlfriend. I was like, what in the taboo is this? What? That is crazy, to be honest. And this show is just, I don't even know what to say. So we meet William, who is a very successful surgeon, and the show starts off with him performing a surgery of separating twins, and he's quite successful. He's actually successful in the surgery. He's known everywhere as that surgeon. So when he's able to perform that successful surgery, you know, his news spreads. So once he gets home, he meets his father-in-law, and his son comes home, and they're like, oh, we heard you have a new girlfriend. When are we going to get to know her? But the son is quite reluctant to introduce his new girlfriend to his family. So when the father-in-law actually invites them to a party and they decide to go, the father, William, is actually just chilling in the bar, and he sees this woman who is, you know, like staring at him, akigamian pronouns, staring at him from a corner, and they're just like maintaining eye contact. And you know, just from that intro, when they're staring at each other, I was like, that's the girlfriend. That's definitely the girlfriend, because of how they're staring at each other. And you know, they were staring at each other to the point I was like, kwani wanajuana? Have they like met before? And I remember even checking if this is season 1 because it felt like I missed a whole storyline or a whole season of this show. So she walks up to him and she's like, hi, I'm Anna something, I don't remember her last name. And initially the sister to the brother was able to get the girlfriend's name out of his mouth, and now when she introduces herself, the father recognizes her as his son's girlfriend. So they're staring at each other with lust in their eyes, and me the whole time I'm like, what? Don't you like, he has such an amazing family. William has an amazing family, he has an amazing wife, and me the whole time I'm like, so they're just staring at each other with so much lust in their eyes, and me I'm like, okay, don't you realize that there are other people who know you guys in that party? But all they do is some awkward small talk, and that's about it. They go home. So the girlfriend was able to get William's number from her son's phone when he calls the son Jay, and she steals his number from his phone, and then she calls William and she's like, it's me. Imagine somebody calls in like, it's me. And I'm like, who? Even if it's somebody I met at a party the previous day, and then you call and then you're like, it's me. I can hang up. There's so many connotes that here. So like they're like, let's meet at a certain address, and the guy went. Huh? What? Anyways, no, wait, sorry, I kind of skipped a bit. So he calls and it's like, she's like, it's me and we're coming to dinner some weekend. And when the weekend comes, they actually meet for dinner, and the whole time they're just staring at each other. And you know, when she pours her drink, there's this just lustful gaze they have towards each other. I mean, I was like, don't you have any shame? I'm sorry, but why? You know, I didn't get it because I didn't understand. You know, it just started all of a sudden. The infatuation, the love, the obsession. It wasn't love, I won't call it love because I didn't feel the love. The infatuation and the obsession that they had towards each other. Maybe honestly I didn't understand why, because you know, it's not like the husband who had like a very nagging wife or a neglectful wife. No, the wife was so amazing and she was like the sweetest being ever. So I really don't understand. But anyways, after that dinner they decided to meet up. Like she sent him a text to meet in a certain address, and just when they met, immediately wakaanza kazi, straight to business. And I was like, there's no moment of guilt. So William, actually they end up like sleeping together, and afterwards we come to realize that they're going to Paris because her name is Anna. Yeah, I already said her name was Anna. She always wanted to go to Paris, so they were arranging to go to Paris with Jay. And as she was continuing to sleep with her father, I don't even understand. I thought it was like she had this thing where she just had to go for like people's fathers or something. I don't know. I literally looked at her and I could feel there's something wrong with this chick. And the guy, like, I don't understand what's wrong with him. Honestly, I had this DILF vibe going on, but as the show went on, I was like, no, he's certainly not that attractive anymore. So she actually develops or comes up with some rules for William to follow, and she was like, actually it was like, there's some rules I want you to follow, and if you can follow those rules, I'm all yours. And I'm like, okay, sawa. So if I'm not wrong, because I watched this show, like it's a limited season, it only has 4 episodes, but I watched it in a span of 2 days. Wait, it's tea for tough. So she comes up with some rules for him, and one of those rules is that he is only to come to her when she calls to him, and if she tells him not to come, he shouldn't come. And 2 is that he should not ask questions. Like she had a thing about not asking questions, like don't ask questions, and yeah, stuff like that. So he actually does find a diary that she always writes, and to his dismay, or anyways, kushtukia kwake, this Chile actually writes about him, and I don't know whether she uses his name or not, but he actually tore a page from her diary after he realized that she actually writes about him. And yeah, so when she actually goes to Paris with her boyfriend Jay, William feels very he looks disturbed, because I can imagine he's just thinking about this woman that he's met who's sparking fire in his soul is going to go in Paris, and she's going to be with his son. She's going to be with his son, enjoying their time together. He's like, apana, no, I'm busy enjoying it if I'm not there. So he actually just lies to his wife that he's going on a business trip, the next train to Paris. And since he already knew where they were staying, because you know he's the father and he already knew they're going to Paris and where they're staying, he actually sits at a coffee shop outside their restaurant, and he just sits and drinks coffee. And when they appear, he just looks at them with this dark possessive look in his eyes, and I was like, brother, that is your son and his girlfriend. Anyways, later that night he calls her Aki pronouns. He calls her and tells her to meet him at a certain address, and when they meet, they do a hala. And then she's like very angry with him. She's like, why did you come here? I didn't call you, you forgot the rules, blah blah blah. And she's actually quite angry with him, and she goes back to the restaurant after whatever she did, to the hotel, and they're supposed to go out on a date with her boyfriend, but she actually says she's quite tired and goes to sleep. So the next day she cuts their trip short, and actually they go back. And let me tell you, what happened here was weird. Me, I was watching it, I was like, hey, what? It was very weird, because the minute that they left the hotel room to leave, William, being the weird person he is, books the same exact hotel room they were in. And bruh, it was weird. He literally picks up a pillow. No, he actually goes on the bed and starts sniffing, like violently sniffing in the bed. I don't know whether he was looking for her scent. I just remember this part. I feel embarrassed. Like second-hand embarrassment, because what was he doing? I don't know, but he starts sniffing, and then once he gets the pillow with her scent, he literally sniffs it so deep, like he sniffs it, and then you know what happens after that. I don't want to say it, I'm too embarrassed. Anyways, he goes ahead and like masturbates, and to the smell of the pillow, and with the whole time I'm like, what? Anyways, eventually they go back to London, Anna and Jay, and she ends up meeting William, and actually tells her something about her dark past, because if there's something that William did is ask questions, which was actually one of the rules, that he's not supposed to ask questions, but he asked shamefully away. He's like probably 50 or something, I don't know. He seemed his late 40s to his early 50s, if I'm not wrong. So he did ask a lot of questions, and we do come to realize that Anna's brother passed away by suicide, and he actually was in love with his sister. Yeah, you heard me right. He was in love with Anna, to the point it was, I think, like obsession. And later in the show we do get to realize that, okay, why are there so many noises today? We do get to realize later that he actually did bad things to her, and that was actually so wrong, in the name of being in love with her. And yeah, so I think that was the root of all her problems, because she believes that her brother killed himself because of her. So yeah, so in the next part, Jay actually does end up proposing to Anna, and Anna actually calls William, and he's like, I believe that Jay wants to propose to me, and I really want to marry him because I love him, and he's the normalcy that I need in my life, so I want you to tell me yes. I want you to tell me to go ahead and marry Jay, your son. And he's like, yeah, actually he was very bitter about it. And anyways, he actually gave her the go ahead to say yes to her getting engaged by Jay. And yeah, during Jay's engagement party, actually we do end up meeting Penny, who is Anna's friend. We do end up meeting Peggy, who is actually Anna's like best friend. So when Jay met her, he actually called her over later because he wanted to get to know Anna a little bit, so that he can have something to say, like a speech during the engagement party or during the wedding. But actually something that I've forgotten to say is that William started getting messages like, I know what you're doing and you're a pervert and stuff like that. So he actually received a message that he has to come clean during the engagement party. But anyways, I was saying that Jay met up with Peggy, who is Anna's friend, and since he doesn't know much about her, but I feel like what Peggy told Jay is what offsets him starting to doubt or feel a bit of unease around Anna, because he came to realize that she really does have a lot of secrets, because Peggy told Jay that Anna is not normal and you should never expect to have a normal marriage or a normal relationship. And yeah, because I remember he asked her like, does she love me? And he was like, that is not my place to tell you. So yes, I feel like that is what started the doubt. So during the engagement party, during the engagement lunch or dinner, Jay actually told Anna about what's going on and how she's getting anonymous messages. So initially, how he's getting anonymous messages, so Anna thought that it was her friend Peggy who was sending those anonymous messages, because she did realize that Anna was actually like sleeping with her boyfriend's father, and it wasn't her actually. But later on we get to realize that it was actually William's daughter, because she found a note in his coat that he ripped off from her diary where she writes about him. So she thought like her dad was cheating, so she wanted to like threaten him so that he can stop anonymously. But then Anna was able to cover for both of them. But anyways, I feel like whatever Peggy told Jay offset him feeling a bit unsure, because during his when he was out with his friends and his father was also invited and they had a talk, so he was like, they were just talking, and then he actually made a statement that made Jay realize something is going on, because he said, learn to love the questions, which is something that Anna always said. So once he had that, he was very skeptical now, Jay, so he decided to follow his father. So he followed his father up all the way to like some hotel, all the way to an apartment. So he called the mom and was like, do you know where dad is? And the mother was like, I don't know. So he followed them into the building where he had like morning sounds, and once he broke into the door, he saw the unsightly sight of his father and his girlfriend being busy. He was so shocked that he fell off the balcony all the way to his death, and that really frightened the father, because he literally leaped out of the building. He literally ran from the room butt naked all the way hadi chini, where he found his son dead, and he was so broken. And Anna just dressed up and left, like she literally left and disappeared. So once he got home, his wife was like heartbroken, because she realized about what happened to her son, and also that her husband was having an affair, and it really broke her heart. So she was like crying and banging her head on a cupboard. It was, on a wardrobe, and the daughter Sally was struggling to tell the mom to stop, and once the father walked in, she was like, how could you do this to me? You took away my son and all that, and how could you cheat on me? blah blah blah. So it was a very heartbreaking time. And after the son's funeral, William went to look for Anna, because I don't understand what was his obsession. He was so obsessed with her that he didn't even give, like, it's like he was okay with his son dying, but he wanted Anna in his life. Because I remember he stormed into Peggy, because Anna literally fell off the face of the earth. She disappeared, but apparently she went to her vacation spot where they were to have a vacation with Jay, and William literally had to force it out of Peggy's mouth. And he went there and he found her, and he was like, he took care of her actually, because she was from a club where she nearly got assaulted, and he took care of her. And then the next day Anna told him that whatever they're doing can't go on, and she's feeling very guilty about what happened with Jay because he died. And funny enough, William was like, I wouldn't take it. Like, he was like, I would take it, like, I wouldn't regret it. Whatever happened, I don't regret it. Bruh, his son died and he still feels like he wouldn't regret it. I was flabbergasted. I was like, bruh, what? But anyways, Anna was like, I wish we never met and don't follow me and stuff like that. And then she disappeared. So it ends with her, I think she was in therapy, and she talks to her therapist, and the therapist was like, do you always feel like you need to function with rules? So initially there's a part where I think she's actually attracted to people who look like her brother. But I don't know, because it ended with her looking at the therapist, and she was like, came to this conclusion. To be honest, I don't know what conclusion she came into, because I was like, oh, thank God this show is over, because I was struggling to finish this show. So we've come to the end of this review, and yes, it just ends with her talking to her therapist and coming to a conclusion. I don't know what conclusion she came to, but I feel that either she got attracted to the therapist, or she is attracted to a certain type of people, probably who look like the brother. I don't know, because initially all of her problems started with him. So that is what I think, but I'm really not sure. Amma, she came to the realization that she can't operate without rules. She's those type of people who you have to do certain things by their rules. So that's what I think is either the conclusion she came into. Otherwise, I don't know. I could be right, I could be wrong. I really don't know. So we have come to the end of this review. I hope you guys liked it. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy this show, because for 4 episodes, which took me 2 days to watch, is something. But I just didn't understand, like, why was William attracted to Anna? Because he had a very successful career, a loving and amazing family. They had no background, they had no story. They just suddenly got attracted to each other 5 seconds after meeting each other, and they literally ruined their lives for each other, and in the end they didn't even end up together. So I think that's messed up, and I don't understand why. But anyways, it was, I don't know. Anyways, for me, if I would review it, I'd give it like a, wait, what does Google say? Personally, I'd give it like a 2. a 2 out of 10, because I don't know, I didn't like it. I cringed a lot, and secondhand embarrassment is just floating in the air. But anyways, we have come to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I saw Google says it's 5.2 over 10, so I think that's okay. It's better than 365 days, which got like 2 out of 10. But anyways, for me, I'd give it a 2, to be honest, because I don't understand what they were trying to tell us. I don't know whether I've reached to that point where a show has to have meaning for me to like enjoy it. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on it, and I hope you guys liked it. If you've watched it, please comment down below and tell me what you thought about it, and I will see you guys on my next review. And hopefully I will be more consistent with my reviews, and yeah. But anyways, see you guys next time. Please do take care of yourselves, and do not forget to like and subscribe, and to also take care of yourself every single day. Bye.
We used to have each other's playlists,